Hi there. My name is Сейсеналы Макпал, and I teach this semester. I will be a teacher this semester. This is the theme for discipline food physics, and this is the theme texture profile analysis of foods. In a normal mode of operation, a probe descends at set rate on the roads. A sample of can be programmed to pull itself away from a sample. We can apply a controlled deformation along a single axis and measures the resistance to the mutual process. The variety of attachments and probes enables texture analyzers to mimic a variety of real-world interactions. This is a process. One process is squishing, crushing, compressing, squeezing. Is this present? And the next process, cutting, biting, squeezing, and poking, piercing, penetration, peeling off, dragging, extrusions, back extrusions, snapping, tensile testing, folding, bending, and an output graph will typical plot resizing force n as a feature of age time of distance traveled by the probe. And the next process, this is the texture profile analysis. Crushing, pulling, this is a process, texture profile analysis, TPA. And the next is the force and the times. Force is N, times is S. And this is the distance 1, this is 2, distance 2. Fracturability number 1 for O, and the first significant peak in first compressing. Hardness N F1, the highest peak for the measures during first compressions. Adherence is N point S. Is the advantages, this is 1 with durable and weld compression 2 and the compression 1, compression 1 and the compression 2. This is for the process. They are able to secure for their first negative peak. This is the negative peak. Covariances D and E, A and B. They are underneath the second compression curve divided by the area underneath the first compression curve. Spontaneous, distance 1, distance 2. Or 100 or time, this is time 1, time 2. A ratio of percentage of a product recovers its original H. German is F1 and D time and D time A and B. They are under curve after peak, first in reach divided, and after peak, first in the reached divided by area under curve before peak first is reached. Texture profile analysis is one of our most popular tests to perform on a texture analysis. It is important, however, to ask an appropriate method for the physical property of interest. While it is possible to get an idea of adhesion from a TPA profile, it is better for performance another test decided specifically to look. This is a texture profile analysis, TPA, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is all TPA, and this is Juminis. And the next TPA TPA graphics, TPA graphics 1, TPA graphics 2. Texture profile analysis. This is TPA. Within multiple industries, texture profile analysis seeks to quantify various physical properties such as hardness, adhesiveness, fracturability, cohesiveness, springiness, guminess, showiness, and resilience by driving a probe into a sample at a specific rate and repeating the comparison. Below is a smart format TPA test, indication how one might use reading from the graph in calculation of specific physical property of behavior. A TPA test generally follows a set format. Once format compression, the probe distance onto the sample on contact and the detected measurement begins, and the probe distance and the different speed for a set distance or a set time. Once the target distance time is reached, the probe ascends away from the sample at a typical faster speed for a set distance or set time, and the white. The sample can be allowed to resolve before the process is repeated in the second compression and second withdrawal. The next, this is the TPA process. TPA process in the skewer. And the next TPA process in Halex, glass breed, milk powder, samless trill, and angular pose, A and B. To the distance PM, the no dot available. The next is most content properties. This is a properties internal fraction angle, repulse angle, housings. This is the properties is factors. Is the dimensions, the geometry of grains, grain shape, growing condition, parasite, the type of materials, mound sign content, and the next. This is a process. This is a process. This matching. This is the powder condition device, funnel, height gout, powder heap, angular repose, and the circular base. Circular base, this is the next. And I have next slide. I have the next slide. Next slide is next slide is once more time. I have a next slide is a wheat flour. This is a wheat flour. Is a food product that is made by grinding wheat grains. Wheat flour. Wheat flour. Wheat flour is this process. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 processing. And wheat flour is process grade. This is a grade with wheat flour. Grain – это кручатка. Hydro выше, first первый, second второй, volley grain обойная. This is a wheat flour is this is a wheat flour which magazine, and the next slide is with flowers chemical compositions. Chemical compositions is of flow depends on the composition of the grain from which it is made and on its variety. The higher the grade of flour, the more starch it contains. The content of all the carbohydrates, as well as fat, ash, proteins, and substance increases with the decrease in the grade of flour. Features of the quantitative and the quantitative compositions of flour determine its nutritional value and baking processing. This is the chemical compositions, and the next with flowers chemical sorts. There is the sorts with flour. Значит, у нас на пшеничной муке есть 5 сортов. Из сортов есть по отдельности химический состав муки. With flour, benefit and hearts. This is a benefit process of flour speeds up metabolism, protects the cardiovascular system, and this is the helps times treat Alzheimer's disease and osteoporosis. This is a protect in the cardiovascular systems, reduce the risk of cholesterol, asthma, harm. This with flowers is harm. It can cause obesity and hypertensive. That it is cause obesity, these allergic reactions. Thank you for attention.